Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Real Time Talk with Eagle 3D Streaming. I'm Quintin Anderson, the host of the show, and today we have Kathleen Yu. Kathleen is the Chief Data Scientist and has been an entrepreneur and machine learning engineer for the past decade, launching her first company during her college years in 2014. Originally focusing on AI behavioral science solutions for talent management, she shifted gears after selling her company in 2020. Since then, she's been dedicated to crafting generative AI systems for learning and development using Unreal Engine.
What really interested me was combining the science of personality with the machine learning aspect of finding patterns around certain behaviors and trends. So the first company I started basically did exactly that. We looked at patterns of personality in the workplace, and how they could predict behaviors like sales performance, retention, and so on. And basically, over time, I got a lot more interested in behavioral science as an extension of personality. And it led me to really looking at building psychological models using AI. So, how do you reflect psychological models and concepts into an algorithm? And how do you make sure that the algorithm works for different cultures and contexts?
How or what were some of the algorithms that were created? What were they trying to predict or understand?
Oh, so we basically worked with this real estate company in the Philippines. And when we first started working with them, only about 3% of their sales force was making sales. So real estate sales in the Philippines, you're paid an allowance monthly. So if only 3% of their sales force was making sales, they were losing like 97% of their sales force and paying them at least 3 months' salary. So they asked us to break down what made those 3% of top 3% of our sales force more successful. So we started out by running a few personality tests and then doing statistical analysis to see which personalities and characteristics were most predictive of sales performance. So we found personality traits like grit, which is basically how well somebody gets up after they've been knocked down, and something that a lot of entrepreneurs have a lot of. We looked at perseverance as well, so how consistently people face challenges in the face of setbacks, in the face of difficulties. And basically, we found that these personality factors were actually somewhat correlated to sales performance. So over time, we connected those relationships together. So the company started hiring based on grit, building a focus around developing gritty sales team members, and developing those types of personality traits in the workplace. And within 6 months of implementing our algorithm for hiring and training, they had about 96% of their sales force closing sales in the second month. Yeah.
So
that's really the power of personality and behavior when it comes to these kinds of applications.
and I know you have a lot of use cases and applications, and you're using Unreal Engine. How are you using pixel streaming in your whole technology stack?
To be honest, pixel streaming initially frustrated me, primarily because I wasn't sure how to get the plugins to work well. And then once I got it working around the tools like AWS, I felt like it was a bit expensive on my side. So when I found you guys at Eagle 3D and I was able to run a demo, and basically show it to different people, run it with different people. It was quite exciting for me because it simplified a lot of the back end that I was working on.
And this has been Real Time Talk with Eagle 3D Streaming. Kathleen, thank you so much for joining us today, and we will see you all on the next show.